everybody. Welcome. Today is Thursday, March 14th. You are attending our NJ Thrive Small Business webinars. This is our weekly webinar created to help New Jersey small business owners start, grow, and thrive. As it is March 14th, we celebrate Women's History Month in March. And today we celebrate SBDC Day 2024. So happy SBDC Day to everybody. It is next week. On March 20th, but we'd like to celebrate it with you all today with two special speakers. So I hope you're all ready to take notes with your pens and papers or whatever it is. And I hope you're ready and excited to join us today. So thank you for joining. My name is Uzma Sheikh. I'm a consultant here at NJSBDC, which stands for New Jersey Small Business Development Centers. We are a network, a statewide program powered by the SBA, which stands for Small Business Administration, and partners alike to help small businesses in New Jersey with three main things. Those are no-cost small business consulting, training and events starting at $0, and exclusive small business resources. On the map there, wherever you see the small SBDC logos, that's where our regional centers are located. So if you're ever interested in where we specifically are located, feel free to go to njsbdc.com, find out the locations, whether we're having in-person events there or just want to pop in and say hi with an appointment, then feel free to do so. In the chat, please feel free to tell us where you're from, what you're doing, what your small business is about, network, tell each other, if you have any social media pages, any websites. I always say that you never know who you find, your next supporter, cheerleader, friend, investor, whoever it is. So it's always good to reconnect with others. All right, what is on the agenda today? We have a couple of headlines that we'd like to share with you. So things that are happening in the small business community in the state of New Jersey. Then we have the presentation, and then we'll have our Q&A session. So these are the small business headlines of the week. I will go through them very briefly, and then the links will be shared in the chat, so you can go through them on your own time. And this is our first headline, ROI Influencers Women in Business 2024, Kelly Brozyna. Kelly is our CEO and state director, and she is joining us today. She was able to change the way SBDC made an impact on the small business through the state. Her leadership and her experience make a difference for small business across the state of New Jersey. So again, hint, she has joined today, so feel free to say hi, feel free to congratulate her. And we're excited that you've been awarded this, Kelly. Very happy. Next is a press release from SBA. Registration opens for National Small Business Week Virtual Summit. Attendees can participate in educational workshops, network, and learn about federal resources to help them succeed. This was published 2 days ago, so definitely worth a read. SBA and SCORE, mentors to America's small businesses and a resource partner of the SBA, announced that registration for the National Small Business Week Virtual Summit is now open. The 2-day online event will take place from April 30th to May 1st. Attendance is free of charge, but registration is required. So go to this link, check this specific link out for registration. Third and final headline is from NJEDA. NJEDA stands for New Jersey Economic Development Authority, a great resource to keep in touch with. And this is a press release from March 11th, NJEDA to host information sessions for new emerging developers grant. Program will provide grants of up to $250,000 to assist small-scale developers in gaining access to capital. So it's a newly established $20 million emerging grants pilot program. What is it? It aims to address various difficulties that continue to be a constant burden to emerging developers. It supports small-scale developers. The virtual event is on March 19, Tuesday from 6 to 7, and in-person events are at these locations. You can register at the links provided. That concludes the small business headlines of the week. We are sharing the links in the chat, so feel free to go through them on your own time. Some housekeeping rules that we'd like everyone to follow, please keep them in mind. Just as you've been sharing your responses in the chat box, thank you, by the way, you can share questions in the Q&A box right next to the chat box. We'd like you to share them there, so when we go through a Q&A session, we address them all. If you put them in the chat, they'll probably get lost. If you complete our 3-minute survey, it's a really brief Google Form survey, you'll receive the slides that are presented today. And this webinar is being recorded. The link will be shared in the chat. All right, so today's show, we have Kelly Brozyna, NJSBDC CEO and State Director, and we have Erika Pearson, SBA Lender Relations Specialist. Two special ladies that we have today who will be sharing great resources, discovering small businesses resources with the SBA. So I'll stop sharing my screen. First, would like to welcome Kelly. So Kelly, please go ahead, share your screen, and welcome. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Let me get my screen up there. Can everybody hear me, hopefully?
Yes.
So happy SBDC Day. And let me make sure that I have this with my full screen here. Hold on. View. Sorry, we're going to make sure that this is looking right. Can you tell us that it's full screen, right? We're good?
Yes, it's full screen.
Okay, perfect. So let me get back to my original. Where's my arrows here? Okay, so happy SBDC Day. I know it's next week, but this is a great opportunity. We are here to celebrate our resources with you. So as Uzma mentioned in the very beginning, we're a public-private partnership. So we get federal dollars, and our partner, Erika, will be here today with the SBA. We get state dollars and we get local dollars to support. And all of these are put in to the pot, to the bucket, to make sure that we can provide no-cost consulting and no-cost, low-cost training programs for you. So again, we have centers throughout the state. You've seen the map that's on there. Consulting, training, and additional resources that are available. So one of the things, we have been in operation for over 45 years here in New Jersey, one of the original pilot programs. We're very proud to partner and collaborate with all the organizations that we have. You know, they say it takes a village. They say that it takes family to support each other. We are here to be that village. We are here to be that family to support you. And we don't claim to be the be all end all. We want to make sure that we can get you to the right resource, the fastest way to make sure that you are successful. We have 11 centers around the state. We cover every single county. So it's important for everybody to recognize that there's lots of resources around the state of New Jersey. But the SBDC is the one that has boots on the ground to every single county, and we are here to support you. We have 11 centers and over 20 affiliate offices that we have as go-to locations that people can go to. This is a perfect example. I like to show this because we truly are the hub and spoke model. We, the SBDC, want you to come to us. Let us holistically evaluate your business and determine what is going to be the right resource for you. We promise you that we won't just say, go to this website, go to this person. We will give you a solid handoff or even an introduction to the right resource if we might not be that right resource. And again, we want to get you to that level that then you can have whatever resource that you need. So this just shows you a perfect example. We work with government agencies. We work with business associations and other business organizations, all the chambers of commerce throughout the state of New Jersey, economic developers, small and mid-sized businesses. And believe it or not, a lot of these businesses want to give back that we've helped with. So we work with them, we continue to work with them. And obviously our educational institutions, which are our hosts across the state. So each one of those that are in that little bubble are their support for your local region in your backyard. So some of the programs that we do that mention is the one-on-one consulting. What I like to say is we bring people from the community to serve the community. We bring expertise based on the demands, based on the needs, based on us listening to the business owner. We want you to be rest assured that we are hearing you and we are putting resources in place in the expertise that you need. The training events that we do, again, they start at zero, such as these webinars that we're doing today. There are some sort of costs at some of these that are associated with it. And all that is to do is to pay for the cost of putting those events on. All that money based on your attendee fees that may be in there get put back into programming and back into the expertise that we bring on to the network. And then again, extra resources that are available specific to the communities. One in particular, and what I think we'll talk a little bit about, is certification. If you are not certified as a women-owned, a minority-owned, a service-disabled vet, or a veteran-owned business, or even LGBTQ plus, which is a new certification, we are helping with those as well. So those are additional resources. So what did we do in 2023? So we helped with businesses to access almost 82 million in capital. We helped over 360 businesses to start, over 8,000 jobs supported, meaning businesses that came to us. Not only did we help them create new jobs or new positions, but we also supported the existing ones that are in those businesses. Over 530 webinars and trainings that we did, and 4,700 training attendees. So that's a lot of information that gets put out there. And we want to be that resource for everybody. Here's all of our locations and all the contact information. Find the ones that are closest to you. These will reflect the counties that are being served. But as you register, and if, as Uzma suggested, and down at the bottom of the njsbdc.com/request counseling, once you type in your information and you put your zip code, it will automatically populate to the right resource. So we just want to make sure that everybody fully understands all of the information that is out there and that is available to you. And there is not any one size fits all. We take everybody individually. We look at you as individuals and what your needs are. And then we will mirror you up with the right talent that we have, the right expertise to make sure that you are successful. Your success is our success. And the only thing that we ask is let us know that you were successful, that you got that loan, that you got that, created that job, or you increased your sales, or you got that certification. We try to get the data, and that helps us to justify our existence. As we're pending in state funds, federal funds, and potentially even budget cuts, the more that we can show that we're helping you strengthens our position to make sure that our budgets don't get cut. And we want to make sure that we continue not only provide the resources at this level, but we can grow those resources. So please talk to your legislators and let them know how the SBDC is helping you and how important we are within your community and your backyard. That's my selfish plug for everybody that's here. Happy SBDC Day, and I'm really happy that you're all here and you're going to hear all of these great resources. And congratulations for taking that first step if you're a new business. Congratulations for those that are continuing your education if you're in business. We're here to support all. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kelly. That was awesome. I hope everyone got the resources and everything that you talked about and are taking notes of that. So definitely, and then as mentioned before, we will share the slides if you're interested. But now I'd like to welcome Erika Pearson, SBA Lender Relations Specialist. Erika, please come on, share your slides, talk to our attendees, and let us know everything that we have available. Thank you for doing this, by the way.
You are quite welcome. Welcome, everybody. Are you seeing my resources and services screen? I'm working off of two things here, and I want to make sure.
We don't have your shared screen yet.
Okay. Well, that's a problem. Oh, there we go. All right.
Now, definitely. Yep.
There we go. Awesome. 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 Well, happy SBDC Day, everyone. And congratulations, Kelly, for your recognition. It's perfect timing to help celebrate Women's History Month. My name is Erika Pearson, and I am with the Small Business Administration. And I'm here today to talk to you about the resources and services that we have available to you to help you start, grow, and expand your business. Okay. When you work with the SBA, you become empowered as a small business. And we help you to succeed by providing access to capital, valuable instruction, business know-how, and all for each stage of your business cycle. So my question to you today is, where are you in your business life cycle? What are you looking to achieve? Hopefully today we can help fill the gaps for you. The U.S. Small Business Administration was created in 1953. SBA is an independent agency of the federal government, and we were put into place to help to support small businesses by preserving free competitive enterprise, to help you support your role in strengthening the U.S. economy, because small businesses are a very large percent of our economy, and with assisting in the growth of small businesses. SBA has an extensive network of field offices and partnerships with public and private organizations in all 50 states to help you with financing assistance, and by providing expanded loan guidelines, to help management training programs, both online and in person, and for offering programs to assist underserved business owners. Okay, the SBA services can be grouped into 4 basic categories: counseling and training, access to capital, federal contracting, and disaster assistance. You will be receiving a virtual copy of our SBA National Resource Guide after this event. I believe that would be after you complete the survey, but it is also available on SBA.gov. And this guide is divided into sections that cover each of these pillars, and we'll be going over them today. Free professional business consulting and services. Kelly just went into a lot of detail and as to what the SBDC offers. The SBA supports our local resource partners, such as SBDC, who offers free and low-cost personal assistance to support small businesses. And we also have a learning center. SBA.gov has an online training library available to you 24/7. You can find resources for planning, launching, managing, marketing, and growing your business, as well as programs for federal procurement readiness, or easier said would be federal contracting. But I wanted to state the federal procurement readiness module on our learning center because of a lot of people don't know that that's the federal government's name for federal contracting. We'll go into that in a little bit of detail in a moment. So if you want to increase your chances in securing a loan, SBA is primarily known for the expanded guidelines that we offer through our lenders. And we also, our partners can help increase your chances of securing a loan. Because let's face it, after you've done your business plan, after you've done your financial setup, which SBDC can do for you, if you look at this list, it's only a short list of what their consultants can help you with. Business plan is a number one. It doesn't have to be War and Peace. It can be a few pages, but you need to know where you want to go. So when you come in to see a lender, they're going to want to know what it is that you want to do. You can't just walk in and say, hey, I've got this fantastic idea. How much money can you give me? You definitely have to have your business plan in place. So they'll help you flesh out your ideas, put it on paper, figure out if it makes sense, help you with marketing once you do get up and running, accounting, manufacturing. There's a plethora of resources available to you. You don't have to go this alone. Okay, so if you need access to capital, we can help. So how do you get an SBA loan? Or how do you get a business loan, a small business loan? You definitely want to look toward a lender. That can be a local bank, could be a various partners that we have that offer microloans. The lending partners are the ones that loan the money to you. The SBA guarantees the lending partner in the case that you should default. So That does not mean that just because we're guaranteeing the loan to the lender that they don't care if you pay the loan or not. They definitely do, and they would like to know how you plan on doing it and how you're going to get there, and what it is you've thought about to be able to pay that loan. So once they've decided, they'll take a look and say, hey, you know what, we've got our portfolio products, and the portfolio products, you sit down and they say, okay, you know, you meet this guideline, but you know what, I can't fit you into this product because perhaps maybe you have an asset a little bit short on collateral or something to that effect. But the SBA has a similar program, but we allow for less collateral. So the lender partner will say, hey, I think we'll put you into the SBA program because we, of course, will give them a certain percentage of that loan back. So that kind of gives them the warm fuzzies to want to be able to take a risk on a new business, on a young business, or even a small business, to take the risk and say, hey, you know what, they're outside of our guidelines, but SBA does provide the expanded guidelines. So the lending partner then will give their money to you, the small business, direct. The only time that the SBA has lent direct to the consumer is in the event of a disaster, and we'll talk about that later. Okay, so the lenders make the decision. Your loan is viable. You have cash flow. You have repayment is okay. Perhaps you've got insufficient collateral. Maybe you need non-standard repayment terms. You need longer terms that are available. Maybe there's a higher industry concentration. Sometimes banks in their community may have, let's say, a lot of pizza parlors, and if you want to do a pizza place, they can't do anymore because they have too many in their portfolio. But you know, we can come in and do that for them, guarantee that for them so that they can do it, and also to consider startups. A lot of people say, you know, the SBA loans are difficult to get. There are a lot of paperwork. They hear all kinds of horror stories. And the fact is that the SBA hears you, and we have been putting in things into place to make lending easier for our lenders, and to also, which would then in turn make it easier for you. But keep in mind too that we require certain documentation because we're taking a risk by expanding underwriting guidelines. And an SBA guaranteed loan program would make financing available to you, the small business owner, that you may not have normally have otherwise had as an option. So kind of like the FHA loans on the residential side, this is the FHA for government lending. That's kind of how I help to equate, as a lot of people are very familiar with FHA and not so much with the SBA. Okay, so we make lending possible for you. So how do you find that SBA lender? You want to talk to your bank or your credit union first. Ask them, hey, I am looking for money. This is where I'm at. Can you help me? Sometimes they can't do a newer business partner, or they can't do a small business. You could look for a local lending institution somewhere in your lending area because you want to have that relationship with the bank. Because once they get to know you, that's even better for when you get to grow and you need more funds. Of course, you can find one through SBA's resource partners. I know that SBDC has a capital team that focuses on up-to-date lending guidelines, up-to-date procedures, and to make the processing of loans as quick as possible by getting you ready. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Or you could go to sba.gov/lender match. We've rolled out a new lender match this year, actually just recently. And this is where you can look for, you put in your terms that you're looking for, and interested lenders would then email you back. And then you would negotiate the terms with those lenders. So lots of opportunity there in order to get to find a lender. There's a lot of assistance to help you find a lender. Your consultant at SBDC can also help direct you. And like Kelly had said, there's a lot of resources and a lot of contacts that the SBDC has that you can use so that you're not out there on your own. You definitely have help here. Okay. Let's see, this is part of funding. So for research and development, If you're an R&D company, you may want to be able to access early stage capital. You can do that through the Small Business Innovation Research and or the Small Business Technology Transfer. Well, that's, of course, a lot to be said. So as any federal government agency, we have acronyms as the SBIR, the STTR. It was organized by the SBA. This program allows 11 federal agencies to fund promising technology without forcing business owners to give up any ownership interest. So unlike angel investors, you don't have to give up a percentage of your business in order to get research and development funding. You can, there's usually about 2.5 billion in federal funding available for research and development available per year. And you can find more information about this at sbir.gov. And again, you will be getting copies of these slides, and you'll have the links available to you there. Okay, the SBA also has a wide range of business resources that we are involved in. First one is that we've been really growing lately is surety bonds. Now, a lot of people don't know what surety bonds are. A surety bond is a promise to be liable for the debt, to be liable for the default or failure of another entity. So what that means is this is a three-party contract. The surety bond company, or the surety bond insurance company will say, okay, it's kind of like an insurance company. Okay, they're going to say, okay, we're going to guarantee that the performance of this small business, or we're going to guarantee that the obligations of this small business is good. And they're going to guarantee that to a third party, which would be the business's customer. So because the customer, if you're new in the game and the customer's kind of hesitant to do business with a newer business, a surety bond could help give them that extra backing to help understand that, yeah, you are legit and you are able to back the funds of the project that you're doing for them. Okay. So what happens is that the SBA, the SBA comes in, and we have worked with the surety bond companies, and like the loans, the regular portfolio loans, the SBA program, we've worked with certain surety bond companies that expand the typical qualifying factors that are needed for obtaining a bond. And this program allows those companies to offer surety bonds to small businesses that may not meet traditional criteria. Surety bonds are usually used a lot during federal contracting. Oh, and speak of federal contracting, earlier I asked you to think about where you were in your business life cycle. What are you looking to achieve going forward? Are you ready to consider federal contracting? It's the world's largest customer is the federal government, buying all kinds of products and services. The U.S. government is required by law to provide contract opportunities to small businesses. The federal government awarded over $500 billion, that's with a B, in contracts a year for everything from armored vehicles to paper clips. SBA works with agencies to award at least 23% of all prime government contracts to small businesses, small disadvantaged businesses, women-owned, service-disabled veterans, businesses located in underutilized business zones. So at least 23% of all that, what is it, 500, I said it was $500 billion is guaranteed to go toward these targeted groups. The first-time applicants for federal contract approval have found it difficult to get approved because of experience requirements. Because you need to have experience to get the federal contracts, but to get the federal contracts, you need experience. It's like a vicious cycle. So there are new procedures for approval in the works that will help combat this glitch in the approval process. The SBA does have free training available on how to get started in contracting. And for more information, you can go to sba.gov/contracting, and also that's in the resource guide that you'll be getting a virtual copy of. So again, we can help evaluate your readiness and your marketability, to evaluate your structure and experience, systems and capacities, and things like that. And to qualify for the federal contracts with certifications, Kelly had mentioned that SBDC can help you get these certifications to help you become an 8A, a hub zone qualified, women-owned small business qualified, service disabled, and then that can help you with your first step in order to get through to some of these programs. You can learn more and determine your eligibility at certified.sba.gov, but of course, always contact a consultant. And it would be great if you get a consultant with SBDC that you can really connect with, because then you can stay with that consultant as you grow your business. Okay, now reimagine your potential as you branch out. Branching out to where? International trade or exporting. A lot of customers say, a lot of my small business owners say, what, are you kidding me? But if you're doing business outside of the United States, that it could be even giving advice to or consulting to someone in South America or in Canada. That's technically exporting. Exporting can be very lucrative because 96% of consumers live outside of the United States. That's a big number. And 2/3 of the world's purchasing power is in foreign countries. And again, you can evaluate your readiness by going to sba.gov/exporting, trade.gov, or export.gov. And we do have training programs available to you to help you get involved. Also, we have loans that are available too to support the exporting. In addition to private angel and venture capital networks, businesses can also secure capital from small business investment companies, or SBICs. These are privately owned companies that have agreed to be licensed and regulated by the SBA. They use their private funds along with SBA-backed funding to invest in small businesses. This is for businesses with a strong financial performance and track record. So this would not be for the startups, the new businesses, but certainly as you're growing, it's an awesome opportunity and option as you go forward. And the fourth pillar, I believe this was the fourth pillar, was disaster. And I know all of you know and have heard about the PPP program and the EIDL programs. Disasters happen, okay? And you need to prepare your business. And I think the entire country was caught off guard with a pandemic. With a standard disaster, and I call standard disaster, there is one. You're talking about hurricanes, floods, like Hurricane Sandy. 25% of businesses don't reopen after a disaster, and there definitely needs to be an action plan. And there is some information on SBA.gov on how to prepare. But if it does happen, then SBA provides billions of dollars in low interest and long-term disaster loans to help small businesses, homeowners, and renters recovered from declared disasters. Declared disasters is the important part. You want to know that your area has been declared a federal disaster loan, a disaster area. So as with the pandemic, the EIDL loan was an official SBA disaster loan. There was low interest rates for long terms for the EIDL loan. The PPP loan was a loan that was appropriated by Congress in response to the pandemic, because our small businesses carry a large percentage of our economy. So when the pandemic happened, the U.S. government wanted to help support the small businesses, to help support the economy, so that we didn't crash while we were trying to figure out what in the world was going on in the world. So and then the Congress had come to the SBA and said, okay, SBA, we're going to give you this program. You need to get the money out to everybody. And we all know what the history has been from there forward, but that's kind of how the disasters work. But there's also, you can active military duty. Let's say you are on reserves and you own a business, but now you've been called in and you are an integral part of your business, and you're going to stand to lose some money while you're being deployed. There is active duty military money available. So you'd be surprised with how much is available out there to you through the SBA. And that's why the SBDC and myself and our New Jersey district office is here to help you, just to help you get through it, because it's not easy for all of us. So, but it is fun being a small business owner. You can stay in touch if you have any questions regarding the SBA programs here that I discussed today, or anything in general. I can certainly answer questions today, but my email is erika.pearson@sba.gov, and that is my office number. And then with that, I will stop sharing and I will turn it back over for questions and answers.
All right. Thank you so much, Erika. We really appreciate that. I hope our audience finds value in that. And I will ask Kelly to come on with her audio and video, and let's go through some questions. I know, Kelly, you've been answering some questions in the chat. Thank you for that. I just want to remind everyone that Kelly has mentioned in the Q&A box that we are conducting some certification learning labs, which is awesome because we have a new certification learning lab that's happening on March 19th, which we've shared information about in the previous webinars that we've done. I just want to put a disclaimer that the registration for that is or has been closed. I'm not exactly sure. So for that, if you have not registered, unfortunately, you'll miss out on that. But we do have one next scheduled for April, I believe. And we will share information about that, which is really the same thing, but in April, happening in April. All right, another reminder, this webinar is being recorded. So if you missed some portion of it, or if you'd like to rewatch it, then please make sure to go to our YouTube channel or just our video library, and you can rewatch it. All right, let's get to questions. We'll go to them in the order that we received them. So first question, I believe this question is for Erika, for you. Sharna asked, are there any subsidies loans, any subsidiary loans at 0% interest?
So I'm thinking you may be asking about grants, because mostly 0% loans are typically grants. While the SBA does not offer grants, you can go to grants.gov. There is one thing I want to say about grants is that they are available to advance the grantor's not agenda, I'm trying to think of the word, but their intent. All right. So let's say, you know what, I've got $100,000 I'd love to give out to small businesses because I really want to see Main Street in my town. This is me as being a grantor. I want to go to see businesses on Main Street, stay there for a while, and I'd like to help them with the rent. So what happens is you apply and say, okay, so you need to be able to stay on Main Street before you get the money, or you'll get the money and stay on Main Street. But if you leave early, there might be caveats where to pay it back, things like that. So keep in mind that grant money is not necessarily without something attached to it. I can say that in the state of New Jersey, the New Jersey EDA, Economic Development Authority, does have some money available for certain intent. Okay. And also you can go to the Business Action Center. Sometimes they also have money available. Let's say if you need to go to trade shows and things like that. So you definitely want to look into those options if you need additional assistance.
Yeah. So just to add on a little bit of what Erika talked about, the only grants that I'm aware of that are being offered are on occasion with EDA. So I would highly recommend to go to EDA. in their website. So for example, there's lease improvement grants that are available. So if you're leasing a space and you want to improve the appearance of it or the structure, there's actually grants for that. There were grants, not sure if there was around. I know I saw somebody in the daycare industry. I believe there were some grants available at one point for daycare providers. So these are things that you want to check out and make sure. If you go to our e-newsletter and sign up to get our newsletter, we actually market a lot of these things as they come out. So I want to make sure that if you want additional resources as they come out, we're trying to put them out to keep everybody informed on that. One thing I do want to make sure that we mention is that we, SBDC as well as SBA, work with, I hate to say it, legal businesses, federally legal businesses, because our money is federal. So I know there's a question in there about marijuana and dispensaries. Unfortunately, we can't work with them on the production and dispensing of the product. However, if you have a retail piece to that, the SBDC can work with the retail side of it, not necessarily like shirts and materials and things like that, if it's not direct sales on THC and marijuana. So I want to make sure that we're crystal clear on that as well. So.
Yeah, I agree with Kelly on that. As far as SBA loans are concerned, guaranteed loans, because even though it's legal in New Jersey, it's not legal on a federal level. And because it's not legal on a federal level, anything that's a hemp-related product, we can finance. But anything that has to do with the production, including the greenhouses, the lights, the methods with which you use the marijuana, any production of any of those items, we cannot fund through the SBA. And of course, because Kelly gets federal funding, she's limited with that too, unfortunately, but that's what happens.
But the Business Action Center is actually doing cannabis labs. I don't believe off the top of my mind if they have grants or funding specific. I do know that they're doing training specifically on the cannabis industry. So please go out and check the Business Action Center website, because they have resources that are available as well on that.
Yep. And as Kelly said, that's NJ Business Action Center. So the acronym for that, NJBAC, if you just put that into Google, it'll come up. And I believe their website is through the state of New Jersey's website, so it's official. All right, next question. By the way, Erika, your phone number and your email is in hot demand. So if you can just put that into the chat, since you shared that. By the way, everyone, you will get Erika's slides, so don't worry. Whatever she shared on the screen today, when you complete the brief survey, the Google Form survey, you will receive them. All right, so we'll get you Erika's number and email. Next question, while Erika puts that, Kelly, you can start off on this. Lisa asked, how do I successfully promote a woman-owned business?
So part of it is to get that women-owned certification. As mentioned before, we are doing labs. It does not mean you can't go to a center that can help you with your certifications as well. Please understand that these labs, they're vetted and there are prerequisites on being accepted into these labs. You have to have all this documentation. We'll make sure that we have all of that documented on our website. And if you need that information of what you need to be able to get certified, we'll provide that. So that's very important. On marketing a women-owned business, it really is important on your social media aspect, your website access, and also marketing out to the right industries that you want to promote your service and your resources to, whatever it might be, if it's a product, if it's a service or whatever. But again, a lot of our experts that we have, the two top things that people come to us for is access to capital and marketing. Marketing all entails social media, websites, all of that. We also have a program that is going to be kicked off in the next quarter on cybersecurity. Our Newark office received a grant from the federal government to assist with cybersecurity. If you have a website and you're selling something online, you should make sure that you're secure, right? So you can say that's for the big boys and the girls. No, it's for everybody. If you have a website, you're global. And if you're selling something online, you need to make sure that you're secure. So those are a few additional resources that are out there. But I mentioned earlier that we take everybody, one size doesn't fit all. We look at you as individuals. So if you come to us, we'll make sure that we look at what your needs, what you're trying to get across, and we will pair you up with the right resource based on what you're needing to do. So hopefully I answered that question. The government way of very broad and lots of information that's included in that answer. But
yeah, it's definitely a general statement, but Kelly, as you said, we can definitely counsel our clients on that. So we can get into the nitty-gritty during our one-on-one consultations. Erika, I don't know if you had anything to add to that on how to promote a woman-owned business, how to successfully promote a woman-owned business.
Oh my goodness. I would say, I mean, as far as the promotions and things like that are concerned, I'd say that SBDC is your resource.
Yep.
For sure. We're, as far as the SBA, we're more on the access side, that sort of thing. But of course, I'm always here to answer questions. And if you need to help to be directed somewhere, I can do my best to do so to help you do that.
Yep. Awesome. We'll move on to the next question, which is for you, Erika. Does the SBA have any restricted industries, such as transportation or cannabis?
Just anything that's illegal. So like we had discussed before.
federally.
Federally illegal, correct.
Yes. And the next question is, this goes to both of you. As a small coaching business, how do I get government contracts to deliver mental health services to the youth?
So I'll take that real quick. So the first step, if you are wanting to do business with the federal government, state government, local governments, any governments, it's really important to make sure you have your certifications. And again, you can certify on some of them, but each of our centers can help you and walk you through that process. So that's the first step, but that's not the only step. And as I put in one of the answers, just getting certified, it's not, get certified, the business will come to us. You still have to do the legwork of marketing your business and your resources. So the first step is to try to figure out what agencies would want to procure your product or service. And then you start marketing to them. They may have bids. They may have opportunities that are listed that you can actually go to, but you also might be able to get what's called a sole source, which means that maybe the product or service you're doing is unique enough and they may not realize that they need it. So make those connections, go to the networking events, go and meet and greet, find the right people in the right moment to have a conversation with about what you want to do with that federal agency. We do list because we have a technology program. It's called FAST. It's our tech program, and we have a bunch of experts in there. So I mentioned earlier the SBIR, Small Business Innovative Research, right? So we have a whole team that's surrounded by that. That is directed, it's a grant with federal agencies, very specific on what they're looking for. So, so we can actually help you with zero phase, which is, I've never done this before, and we have experts going to be helping you to actually write your applications. Phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is the idea phase. You have an idea of a product or service, and we're going to help you solidify that. There's grants available for that. And then phase 2 is creating a prototype, making sure that you have a prototype. So I bring this up because it's very important. They are grants, but they're very specific on the agencies, DOD, Department of Energy, life sciences. There's all sorts of different agencies, and they each have a pot of money that they put out in these SBIR grant opportunities. So if you do have a product or service that you think could be a good fit, you can connect with our consultants on our FAST grant, on our technology program. So,
yep. Thank you, Kelly. And I just wanted to touch base on that, is that we'll share the link for the tech team, by the way, because I know there's a question on there from Anonymous who asked for them wanting help with SBIR. So hopefully this answers that question for the attendee as well. And we'll put the link in the chat as well. So feel free, please make sure that you read everything that we have on the tech team. It's nuanced, so definitely do your research and we can help you along your journey. Next question is from, let's see, we do have some detailed question, which I don't really want to get into because we saved those for one-on-one personalized consulting. And that may not apply for everyone. Okay, one question is from Miss Jones. How do we market to the different agencies that would like to procure our services? How do you go about doing that?
So again, you have to do some research. You have to do a little legwork that's on there. Find somebody that's within that agency, and in particular, in the procurement side of the equation of what they're looking to procure. There's a website that they list all of their applications. So each of the agencies, so DoD, Department of Energy, all of the different federal agencies that have SBIR grants that they do give out, they have a list of all of the things that they want to procure. That doesn't mean that your product or service might not be a good fit in another angle, as I mentioned, a sole source that might be available to you. But quite honestly, a lot of this is your legwork that you have to do. You have to do the research. You have to find out what agency is looking for your product. You might even be able to Google it, and figure it out. I think Department of Defense is interested in my product or service, right? I'm going to provide XYZ to soldiers that's going to help them stay safe in a war zone. I'm just throwing that out there, right? So now now you go to DoD, but don't forget that just because DoD may be interested, Department of Energy might be interested, or life sciences might be interested. So we tell all the time, you might be surprised at the different agencies that might be interested in your product or your service. So
Erika, anything you'd like to add?
I think Kelly covered that very well. Thanks, Kelly.
Awesome. All right, so we have answered that. I think most of the other questions that we have, I will just ask that please go to NJSBDC.com and request counseling. We can certainly help you. We have done, let me share my screen actually. That will be a lot better. Okay, can you see that, Erika? Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect. So earlier when Kelly talked about NJBAC or NJEBA, Erika has talked about SBA, the SBA website. We have this is our website that we talk about, NJSBDC.com. And I think it's a great resource, honestly. I know I'm biased, but I think it's a great resource because if you take out 2 to 3 minutes of your day to go through this website, you'll find a lot of hidden gems, and such as the podcast, the blogs, the resources hub, the anything that you need to know about counseling. So let me just quickly go over the resources hub. This is where all the resources that you as a small business owner should keep in touch with, whether it's local, state, or federal. So federal business resources, we have them, we have all those links for you, whether it's New Jersey Business Resources, Chambers of Commerce. For some reason, it's not opening up for me at the moment, unfortunately. But if you click on each of these drop-down menus, it will come up with the links. Something else that I'd like to show you is the NJ Thrive Small Business webinars. All the topics that Kelly and Erika have mentioned that we can counsel you on, most of those topics have been covered, if not all, in the past. So whether it's human resources, a guide for, you should put in your email and sign up, by the way, when the pop-up happens. Human resources, a guide for small business teams, empowering small businesses, Black-owned businesses, registering your business, how to SBIR and STTR grants, anything tech team related, anything sustainability and green change related, SBIR, CTR, again, procurement, navigating procurement success. So again, video library that we have here, same thing on YouTube, just search up NJSBDC webinars and you'll find them. Another site that you should keep an eye on is the statewide events and workshops page. We do offer counseling and events in Spanish as well. So if you're interested, please just request. Some of the events and webinars that happen require a small fee. Others are free and at no cost. There are things like borrowing for small businesses, the one-page business plan, certifications. There you go, SBE and MWBE certifications. Meet the lenders, coach your team to success, export resources, woman-owned small business workshop, a lot of different things happening. So definitely keep an eye out on our page, our Eventbrite page, our YouTube page, everything. And I think there are no more questions to go into truly, because I will again say that you would just need to request a counseling session with us and make an appointment, and someone will definitely reach out to you. And with that, we'll conclude. So thank you, Erika. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you both so much for taking out the time and doing the presentation for us. Upcoming webinars that we have on Tuesday, March 19th, how to register your business in New Jersey with the NJSBDC. This is our 18th webinar in the series. With this, we'll have with Paul, who's a small business consultant. Vanessa's off that day, so Paul's covering for her. And so if you'd like to register, please go to the QR code and register. So that is all from us and NJSBDC. We've helped 15,000 plus small businesses grow in the past 45 years. No cost small business consulting, training and events starting at $0. Exclusive small business resources, as you've heard from Erika, Pearson, and Kelly Brozyna today. That is all from us. Any last words, Erika or Kelly?
Go ahead, Erika. I'll let you, and I'll finish.
Okay. I just say thank you very much for attending. The information here is invaluable. And yes, believe it is free. There's no caveat to that. Most of it anyway. And also, if you are reaching out to me, email's best. I do get a lot of phone calls, and it's first in, first out. And sometimes emails I can do like in between other things I'm doing. So email, please.
And again, happy SBDC Day. We are here to support you. We have so many resources, and we partner, as I mentioned, with all organizations. So if you need help, please reach out. I did put my contact information in there. If you are struggling with trying to get anybody to respond back to you, please shoot me an email and I'll take care of that. And we do have a policy of 24 to 36 hours. So if you reach out via email, we'll get back to you. And that doesn't necessarily mean you get an appointment at that point, but we will get you assigned to an expert that's going to be able to help you. Please go to our website. We have recordings. We have lots of resources. And again, please sign up for our e-newsletter if you're interested in getting additional information about resources that are available. Because as I mentioned, we market everybody's resources. If it's small business related, we're gonna market that. So in our consulting, please know, is always, the one-on-one consulting is always at no cost. So it's our training and some of our labs that we do that there's fees that are associated with, nominal fees, but our consulting is always at no cost. So good luck to everybody. Again, happy SBDC Day, and we look forward to helping you. Your success is our success. So thank you very much.
Bye. Take care, everybody.
Bye.